Hello and welcome. Our top focus is on Mozambique, where a new president has taken oath amid deadly protests. At least 7 anti-government demonstrators were reportedly killed in Mozambique when ruling Frelimo party's Daniel Chapo was sworn in as the new president on Wednesday. As per local NGOs, the protesters were killed in the capital Maputo and the Nampula region. This brings the total death toll in Mozambique's post-poll violence to 307. Though the police, which have been accused of a brutal crackdown on those protesting the disputed election results, have refused to comment on the latest deaths. The Wednesday ceremony took place in Maputo amid heightened security. Roads were blocked and many streets were deserted. Military planes and helicopters circled the capital and its suburbs. The event was expected to be a gathering of over 2,500 people, with many foreign and regional leaders in attendance. However, most of them snubbed the ceremony due to security concerns. Only 2 heads of state, South Africa's Cyril Ramaphosa and Guinea-Bissau's Umaro Sissoco Embalo, had attended the event. Some 15 countries sent their diplomatic representatives. Even Zimbabwe's president and the chair of the regional bloc, SADC, who is considered to be a close Frelimo ally, was not present. In front of the elite gathering, Chapo then delivered a well-crafted speech. He called for national unity amid months of violent protests against his win.
Mozambique's future is in our hands. Today, more than ever, we need unity, courage, and determination. It won't be an easy journey, but we have to have full confidence in the strength of the Mozambican people, of our national unity, which is the secret of our success.
Now, the controversial session was boycotted by 2 opposition parties that do not recognize the results of the elections, while the opposition presidential candidate, Venancio Mondlane, who calls himself the true winner, threatened to paralyze the country by protesting every single day if necessary. He has also launched a nationwide strike, and Mondlane is the main organizer of the post-poll protests, and many young Mozambicans are marching on his calls. Despite the new president taking oath, Mondlane's supporters remain defiant and have vowed to continue their fight.
For supporters, we can't give up. This war will continue. Today they are being sworn in, but if things don't change, we will continue. We will do everything to achieve the outcome we want. We Mozambicans now aware we are no longer in the past. We will no longer close our eyes.
We would like to know who has directed. What is the reason why we are prohibited from attending the ceremony of the investiture? Our fear is, maybe in this coming 5-year period, we have to live by invitation to be governed by this president.
Now, Daniel Chapo's win extends his Frelimo party's almost 49-year-long rule. It's the same party that led the country's independence struggle against colonizer Portugal and also survived one of the world's most brutal civil wars afterward. But now young Mozambicans are fighting against Frelimo. They are frustrated under the rule, which has moved away from democracy and resulted in economic stagnation. They have been charmed by the firebrand opposition leader Venancio Mondlane, who has garnered a massive youth following with his social media presence. Meanwhile, attracting youth is something the new president, Daniel Chapo, would also want to tap into. At the age of 48, he is the youngest president of the country. He will be the first president born after Mozambique's 1975 independence. He also earlier worked as a radio presenter and comes as a newbie into national politics. It is believed that Frelimo chose him as a fresh face, meant to capture the support of the disenchanted youth. But for a person with no experience in managing national crisis, several big challenges await him. The months of post-poll violence have crippled the southern African nation, with livelihoods and the economy suffering the most. Mozambique is also facing an Islamist insurgency in the north, which has killed hundreds and displaced thousands. Will the new president be able to navigate through all of these challenges, or will Mondlane's support grow even larger than ever? To discuss this further, we have with us Arazinda Maviga, who is a political scientist and a human rights defender, joining us live from Maputo in Mozambique. Thank you for being with us.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here to discuss a bit about my country that I love it so much, and also to discuss about the situation that Mozambicans are living in the last 2 months, 2 and 3 months.
Right, Arazinda, let me jump right into the questions. What are the underlying factors that led to the post-election unrest in Mozambique? And how significant is the opposition's rejection of Daniel Chapo's presidency in fueling this violence?
Thank you so much once again. I would like to say and take us back to the whole process that started on 2023. If you were attentive, there are a lot of organizations, civil society organizations that were observed the whole process of registration, electoral registration in Mozambique since last year, 2023, when we had the national election registration for first in October 2023 to have the municipality elections, and then last year in October to have the general and presidential elections. Also for that municipality election, there were a lot of complaints about the whole process being fraudulent, and then a lot of inconsistency and irregularity that were that lead the whole process. We start witness protests in Mozambique regarding the election in 2023, when in different cities, where municipality cities, we saw different groups also complaining about the result that the Constitutional Council was approving in 2023. But therefore, as always, the ruling part and the government institution that the Mozambican have no trust nowadays had confirmed the major victor to Frelimo in more than 50 municipalities, and we noticed the same process in 2024. This was one of, according to the observer on the field, there were a lot of fraud, a lot of elements that were unconstitutional that lead the process, the whole electoral process. So this is where the contest actual and the demonstration started. In 2023, we saw the government controlling people contest. We saw the government controlling different parts because they were aware on the places that the demonstrators were starting demonstration. Cities such as Maputo, Nampula, Beira. But this general election is different because even in the districts, in the rural areas, we witness people demonstrating, we witness people blocking roads just to show the insatisfaction against the whole process and also the government.
Yes. Arazinda, how might the ongoing crisis that we are seeing in Mozambique affect regional stability, particularly in the neighboring countries like South Africa and Eswatini, which rely on Mozambique for trade and transit routes?
This has been 2 months hard even for Mozambicans, as well as we can see from different countries that are neighbors, such as Zimbabwe, Zambia, also that depend on the Beira ports. And then since the demonstration started,
Yes.
we have a lot of instability and roads blocked that were actually making difficult, let me put like that, making difficult this whole trade process between these different countries. And then we notice this historic
Yes.
closure of the border, the main border in Mozambique that share with South Africa. Something unexpected, but it was more than a week that the border was closed, which was
Yes.
something bad for the trade, the whole trade process. We see now South Africa more worried about the consequence of this closure. But meanwhile, we
Yes,
are
of the
used to
closure.
see a South Africa that shows that they don't depend to Mozambique. And then I think the border closure force the government of South
Right.
Africa to come and start to see what will be their role in order to help
Right.
this whole process of peace in Mozambique. We have the border, the
Right,
border that we
Aljazinda.
share with Eswatini, it wasn't that affected as the Resano Garcia border, but we see that the
Right.
movement also reduced a lot, and then this we see also lacking of a lot of basic needs produce that we have in Mozambique as well as in
Right,
Swatini.
Aljazinda. Thank you very much for being with us on First Post Africa and for your latest update and all the valued insights there.
Thank you so much.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT, only on First Post.